Hi guys, and welcome back to I'll Read What She's Reading. I'm Mikayla.
I'm Reggie.
And I'm Kennedy.
Today we're discussing our book club pick for the month of August. Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. So if you haven't read that,
See you next time.
see ya. Also, if you're listening and you haven't joined the Fable, honestly, the Fable is one of my most favorite parts about our book club, and you should really go join it. I thoroughly enjoy your guys' comments. They make me laugh. They make me think about things. I seriously love them so much. So please go join it if you haven't yet. Fable, it is linked in our Instagram and our link tree.
Yeah.
Yep, link tree. So seriously, go join. Fable is really such a great app.
Well, and it's really fun for me because we try not to discuss the book club book together.
Yeah.
So then when I have something I want to talk to somebody about, I turn to Fable and you guys are always there for me.
Yeah. And also, if you're an avid Goodreads person, you can like sync it up, which is such a cool feature. So anyways, let's get back to the book, shall we?
Ooh, I'm excited.
It's been a long time since we've chosen a thriller. How long? Did we choose one last October?
Yes.
Yes, I think that's the last time we did
Didn't
one.
Was
we
it
do
Riley Sager?
Hidden Pictures?
Oh, that's right. We did.
Yeah.
Right?
Hidden Pictures.
That's the last thriller we've done.
Yeah. So
We'll probably
almost,
be doing another one for October.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see.
we threw you guys for a loop this month.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a great change of pace for me. I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't know. I think it was fun to read something different than what I've been reading for the last little bit. It was very refreshing. So
It was different.
yeah. Should we get into our ratings?
Yeah, should we, for those of you who haven't ever listened to a book club episode, if you're new here, we go through our overall thoughts, ratings, our faves, our least faves, and then a fan cast. That's kind of the layout for the book club episodes. And Mikayla thought we should add in another little segment of would we reread this book?
Yeah.
So we're going to throw that in somewhere as well.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the layout. So who wants to go first? Do you guys want me to go first?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Volunteering, kind of.
Let me start off my overall thoughts by first saying I'm in a reading slump. Okay. Every book I'm reading, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay. This is meh. So for me, I'm going to rate this book, I think, 3 stars for a few different reasons. Number one, I half listened to it, half read it. And no hate to the audiobook narrator. I did not like her voice. Reggie had told me and Mikayla on Marco Polo that the voice sounded like Jojo Siwa and to kind of beware of the audiobook. And normally, most audiobook narrators, it doesn't matter. But this one, I just didn't love. The way she would narrate certain characters kind of drove me crazy. So I do think that's part of the reason why I'm giving this book a lower rating, which 3 stars is still great. I typically don't rate thrillers very high. But then also, I was expecting maybe a little bit more adult content because it is supposed to be adult. I felt like this read like Good Girl's Guide to Murder just with more F words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like it felt super adult to me. And the other thing I will say is I honestly didn't really like Jet's character until the very end of the book. She bugged me so bad for some reason. But I always enjoy Holly Jackson's writing. I think if you're wanting a thriller that is a little bit more light and fluffy than other thrillers, I think her writing is great for that. But like I said, I just think I was expecting something a little bit more shocking and adult from this one.
Yeah.
But it was a great change of pace. So
Do you want me to go?
Sure.
I'm going to go with like a 3.5. Out of all of Holly Jackson's books, this one is my least favorite. And I wasn't expecting this to be like an super incredible book. I mean, I've always enjoyed her other books, but it's not like I went in with too high of expectations, but maybe I did. Yeah, like kind of what Kennedy said, I just don't feel like if you've read any of her other books, you just know how wild some of the plot twists are, and like they're just it's all, I don't know. It's really fun because it's a little outlandish, but in a way that makes sense. If that makes sense. But I just was not getting that with this book, and I kind of feel like a few things were a little predictable. I wasn't like super shook by anything.
Yeah.
And I was expecting to like be based off her other books. I think I was just kind of going in expecting like, okay, like this is going to take me for a ride. And you know, it just felt like a pretty mid roller coaster of a ride. Like I was enjoying it, and then it was over, and then I was like, oh, that was it? Okay. But like there's still things I loved about it. Like I don't think I've really cried reading a thriller before, but this book made me cry. And I was still like on the edge of my seat, but anytime I was like, oh, we're about to like get this crazy plot twist, I was kind of like, oh. I can go into more of that with like my faves and least faves, but I did enjoy reading it. I think I was just a little let down by the way some of the things went. But a really cool concept. Like intrigued from the start. I literally went back to the first chapter, you guys, multiple times because I was like, I want to try and figure this out. And so I went back to try to read it. So I was really understanding what everyone was doing at the fair on Halloween. Maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it so much, because I was really dissecting it. I don't know why. But yeah, it did read like a pretty adult book or young adult book.
Yeah.
So I was kind of excited. I was kind of hoping it would be a little more like scary, crazy kind of thrillery, and it just wasn't.
Yeah.
So still love Holly Jackson and her writing, and I will always read any book she writes. And 3.5 is still a decent rating. I think I was just a little let down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'm probably going to give it 3. The audiobook straight up just took me out of it. I had no other option but to listen to it.
So you listened to the whole thing?
I listened to the whole thing.
Oh, you're a saint.
I'm so sorry.
I listened to like maybe 2 chapters, and I was like, I can't.
And my 3 stars is very generous.
Yeah.
With how awful the audiobook narration was. It was really bad. I don't know why that's the direction either the audiobook narrator chose to take, or the production company chose to take, or Holly Jackson. The thing is it's marketed as an adult thriller book, but all of the voices were like young adult voices. Like they were like 12 years old.
Me of Rugrats.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like I was kind of like JoJo Siwa meets Rugrats.
Well, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Pets.
Secret Life of Pets?
Yes, like that poodle.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally had that on my TV.
That's what the mom sounded like. Was that poodle. Like the raspy, nasally, like complaining voice. Yeah. It was a really, really hard book to enjoy. It really was, because of the audiobook. I mean, it was a really cool premise. I actually wish it was done in a different way, but I don't know if you want me to elaborate.
Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of wish I think why it also felt very young adult was because her family was so like involved.
Okay, yeah.
Like she lived at home, which I understand, like with her I forget what illness or sickness she has.
Oh, she had kidney disease. Why she was at home?
Yes. She was, because she was like not
doing
great. But I almost wish like the family aspect wasn't a part of it, because I feel like that was almost like a crutch. Like I wish she wasn't as close with like her brother and wasn't as close with like her dad, because then I feel like it would have made it more high risk, or like, because I automatically knew that it wasn't gonna be the brother, it wasn't gonna be the sister. Like I was like, they're just too close. And I was like, I know they probably have motives for other things, but I knew that they weren't the killer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just really struggled with it. I really had a hard time with it.
And it's just a bummer because it's like if maybe the audiobook had been done better, you maybe would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah, maybe.
And
I don't know if I would have. Maybe that makes me sound like a hater. I
think that like, yeah, sorry, continue.
I think I just was expecting something different. I just felt like when it was marketed as an adult novel, I just was expecting something different than what it was.
Yeah. I think maybe I would have enjoyed it just like a teensy bit more if it was like a more adult narrator. I think it would have made the experience a little bit more. Maybe my generous 3 would just be a solid 3 instead of a generous 3. So, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be mean to that audiobook narrator, but I did go back and like, I went and looked at some of the books she's narrated, and she's narrated actually a lot of books. I didn't listen to like any of them. I should have maybe like listened to the sample because I feel like the narrator voice that she had was fine. The voices were not fine. But anyways, she has narrated a couple of children's books, and I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And no shade to like Mikayla said, no shade to the audiobook narrator. I could never be an audiobook narrator. My voice would sound horrific reading a book. So her voice sounds better than mine. It just wasn't my favorite voice that I've ever listened to. So,
yeah. Anyways, let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
Should we maybe say, I mean, let's just go through our dislikes first. We'll end on a happier note with our favorite.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay.
I don't know if we want this included in like dislikes, but like I kind of want to ask the question of like, who did you think did it from the start?
We can talk about that in the dislikes.
Or do you want to do that?
Because it's kind of a part of maybe my dislikes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, question before we start that. Who was your first suspect when you started the book?
The sister-in-law. Because originally when we started this whole thing, the whole thing started and Jet was in the hospital, all this was going down, the sister-in-law was nowhere to be found. Ever. And I thought to myself, where is she? Why isn't she there? And then in my brain, I was trying to remember what the baby dressed up as, and maybe what the baby's costume was, is how that the fiber ended up on Jet. And I didn't go back and reread the first chapter, obviously. Yeah. But I thought for sure she had killed her, which honestly, I wasn't exactly wrong because she switched the dad's medication with salt, which was insane.
Insane.
That part was a great plot twist.
She could be a killer.
Yeah, she could be a killer. But yeah, the sister-in-law was the only suspect, I thought. And then once we found out she switched the medication, I just was there for the vibes. I stopped trying to figure it out.
I think I just thought she was a B word.
Oh.
Well, the only reason I didn't think it was her is because they were taller. They explicitly said that the killer was taller.
Oh, but Jet's super short. She's like 5'2". She's really, really short.
Oh, was she?
I think she's super short.
I don't remember that. I just remember it was like, they said there's no way it could be a female. But maybe that would have been like a better plot twist.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
actually, it is a female.
It was, you know?
My first suspect was Luke. Because I just didn't feel like very strongly about it being the Andrew guy or her boyfriend. Because that just seemed... I just feel like we didn't know enough about the Andrew guy and any of his motives at the very, very beginning. And then her boyfriend, I was just like, there's just no way. Like, if the cops think that's who it's going to be, it's not going to actually be him.
Yeah.
But he picks up the wig at the fair.
The boyfriend?
No, her brother, Luke.
Oh.
So you know how they find the hairs?
Yeah.
He, like, picks up the wig that, what's his bucket was wearing, hands it to him. And for some reason, I just remembered that. And so I was like, oh, okay, maybe Luke. And because, you know, he was kind of sus with a bunch of other things. So I was speculating him from the start. But it changed 3 different times.
I kind of just had no thoughts in my brain about it, but I really okay, this was the plot twist I was expecting, was it to be Billy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I low-key didn't want to be, but I kind of did at the same time, just because of how much like Jet has like blown him off. Like he had motive, like he had all this like built up anger, resentment.
I kind of took it as he was like kind of obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Like he was really obsessed with her. And I don't know if you guys caught this when you were reading the first time, but when she's looking in his closet, she mentioned something about like how she finds a toolbox. She can't see what she's looking for, but like there's something about a toolbox in his closet. It's mentioned very briefly in the beginning when she gets to his apartment. And I was like, immediately, I was like, oh, it's Billy. So I thought it was Billy for a good chunk of the time, and I was kind of like, how is this Billy?
Yeah.
But
surprise, it's his dad.
I actually didn't see his dad coming at all.
But at the same time, I don't really like it.
I don't like it, but I also like, I didn't see it coming, but also I just like, okay,
it makes sense. But
yeah.
I think, I mean, do you want to share who else you thought it was?
Yeah, okay. So, well, I was thinking Billy because, and I was writing notes as I was going on. I was like, if it's him, she's going to find out by finding his toolbox and the hammer's missing.
Mm-hmm.
And it had been mentioned twice about how much taller he was than her.
Ooh.
And I thought because like they're walking, like when they were holding hands, she talks about like how much taller he is than her. I was like, why are they bringing this up like multiple times? So I was thinking maybe he had like a split personality, obsessed with her. But then when there was kind of that weird thing, I can't remember what was mentioned, something about her mom. There was something about her mom and his dad that was kind of mentioned, and I was like, wait a second. He probably had an affair with her mom.
Oh, when she didn't vote for him to be...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that.
Not sheriff, chief, whatever.
Yeah.
Head police guy.
Yeah. Head deputy or whatever.
Deputy something.
I don't know.
So once I kind of got an inkling that I was like, oh, he had an affair, then I was like, okay, it's Billy's dad. And he's just kind of waiting for her to die. So, but that wasn't like... It was only a couple chapters before you actually found out who it was, I think, that I pieced that together. I still am trying to remember. Why did he go to Billy's and get the hammer? Because he just needed a murder weapon? And
I don't think it's ever told.
That's what I was confused about. Because he drops off the guy that lives under... Yeah. So then he just was like, I'm going to go grab... I don't know. The details on the whole...
Yeah, because it was very like
was a little weird.
Sudden. Like the ending
Yeah.
was very like...
she literally dies right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I didn't love the ending.
I don't think he ever says. And when Billy confronts his dad, I don't think the dad ever says how it all went down.
Yeah, I think Billy just kind of gives him the monologue of like, here's why you did it.
Yeah.
But not necessarily.
Maybe
I think he mentions briefly. He says something about after you dropped him off. I just remember ending the book and being like, wait, why did he go into Billy's house and specifically say, I'm going to grab this hammer? I don't know. But, yeah. Did you guys have any other suspects? Really?
Nope.
No?
What if?
Mikayla's entering the killer's mind.
Yeah, I am. What if it actually was Billy? But then he said all of this monologue with the brother
to frame
his dad.
That would be a great ending, to be honest.
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, he did confess to it in the monologue.
He did, but
still, that would have been a great ending.
That would have been an interesting
That would have been a good ending.
You know. No, I think I'm just... Some of it, I'm like, well, how did he get the murder weapon? How did he... Because was it...
Well, he had a key.
You know,
I was the whole plan to frame his son?
He probably was. He was just in a rage. Wanted to protect his other son. I think the hard part about writing thrillers, and we've talked about this before, is thrillers, romance novels, whatever, you have to be so realistic. There can't be anything that's super convoluted unless it's a paranormal thriller or a fantasy book. And so I think that's what it does thriller writers a disservice, because as readers, we almost overly dissect, at least me, I overly dissect thrillers, and when things aren't realistic, it immediately
like you want every
upsets me.
question answered.
Yeah.
You're like ended and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Which is not fair to thriller authors, but
Yeah.
also at the same time, they should be thinking about those tiny little things, because I'm sure we're not the only people having that question. Or maybe it is answered in the book and all three of us missed it.
Yeah.
That could
Potentially.
also
It was just
that
a
could be a
brief
thing.
little thing, like, and you went to my apartment and grabbed the hat, and I was just like, wait, why did he? I don't know. But yeah, dislikes. I will say one of my dislikes, I just kind of hated how sudden the ending was. Like, I knew she was gonna just like suddenly die, so that like wasn't surprising to me. But I don't know if I loved how it just felt like the classic little monologue thing.
Yeah.
Of, and I liked that Billy figured it out. I mean, this is a like, but I kind of really liked that she was dying not knowing who the killer was, and he was saying, it's me, like, just so she could like that. I actually really like that. But I didn't like how after that happened, it was like immediately Billy figuring it all out before telling us, and then just like confronting his dad, and it was just this big monologue thing. I was like, I feel like a lot of thrillers kind of do that in movies.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta have like the big monologue.
You have the Knives Out monologue.
And you have like, there's a wire or there's someone listening in. I don't know if I loved that. But I do think it was kind of cool that, even though I didn't love the ending, it was kind of abrupt with the doorstep thing, which I kind of liked. But I don't know, something about the monologuing and how sudden that was just not how I wanted it to like.
God, the dad Luke shoots the dad at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So Luke is going to jail.
Yeah.
Every single member of that family should go to jail.
Yeah.
I think one of my least favorite parts, and the book would not be the same without it, so I understand why it is that way. I just honestly didn't really enjoy the whole, it's like we were trying to solve Jet's murder, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the book, now we're trying to solve her sister's murder. It wasn't actually an accident. I didn't really love that, but I understand how it kind of played into Luke is a murderer, he killed the sister, but I get how it's all interwoven to kind of it's almost like, look here, but actually what's happening is actually over here. You know what I mean? It's a diversion. And all thrillers do it, but for some reason that whole aspect I didn't really love. But also, how do you write the book without that? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah. No, I feel like it was kind of like bouncy.
Yeah. It's almost, I just honestly don't think I'm a big thriller reader, because I know family drama is just a big trope in the thriller genre, and I don't think I like that.
Yeah, because sometimes it can work, and other times it's just a little.
It was a little much for me. But I would say, honestly, that's probably my biggest dislike. That and the fact that Jet bugged me so bad. I don't know why. I just didn't really love her character.
Can we talk about how, I thought it was really interesting being in her mind in the beginning, like when she's waking up in the hospital. But can we just talk about, like, I did not like this aspect of it. How she literally just has this traumatic, like literally almost dies, has this major brain surgery, and then just walks out of the hospital. Like, no big deal. Like, I know she had all these like symptoms, but it was kind of crazy to me that after all that, she was just like walking around, just trying to solve her own murder. I was like, I don't know. I know she was like really overexerting herself, but still, that just seemed like not realistic to me. But maybe that is realistic. I've never had brain surgery before.
I mean, if I only had 7 days to live, I'd be up and out of that hospital in a jiff.
Oh, yeah. I just thought, to me, I was like, wait, is she seriously okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've covered a lot of my dislikes. I'm sorry. I apologize. I ditto to everything you guys said.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that like specifically bugged me, but it's kind of hard with thrillers to like pinpoint things exactly, because then you could say I dislike this part of it, but then how would you have done things differently, you know? But
you can dislike something and not have an answer to it. You can just not jive with it, you know?
Yeah.
Do we want to move into likes?
Yeah.
I do have some likes. There's some really positive things that I liked about this book. Mikayla kind of briefly mentioned this. I thought it was such a cool premise for a book. The fact that I was worried reading the plot and knowing that it was kind of like she's solving her own murder. I was worried it was going to be a day repeating thriller. That's what I thought it was going to be. So starting to read it and finding out that she's got she's terminal, I guess, for lack of better words, was really refreshing because I've never read a thriller like that.
Yeah.
So the premise was so cool. And honestly, my whole favorite part of the book was the letters at the end. It honestly, so I hated Jet. Hate is a strong word. I disliked Jet throughout the book, but then I read the letters and immediately I liked her. It was just a weird flip of the switch. And kind of like what Reggie said, I've never cried reading a thriller, but hold on, reading the letters. Honestly, Reggie's letter, the dog, made me cry.
Woof woof.
Yeah. But my favorite letter was to the sister-in-law.
Yes.
Same.
You flip the page and it's just boom. I was giggling on the treadmill. So I would say that was probably my favorite part because it brought in it brought emotional depth to the book. And I don't think a lot of thrillers have that emotional depth. But this one did have that.
Yeah.
So that honestly is probably my favorite part. And also just Holly Jackson's writing. She just, you know exactly what you're going to get with her books, which I appreciate. She has a way of making thrillers light, but for this specific one, and I wanted it to be a little bit more dark.
Yeah.
So
very page turnery. It's Mikayla's phrase from our interview with Ali Carter.
Page turnery.
Page turnery.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Mikayla.
Oh, I think my favorite part, even though my subconscious and like I wanted Billy to be the murderer, I think it was really fun that he got to have this like week with someone he really liked. Depressing, but I think I liked that part the most. And just like I could just see it because Jet is a very wild, outlandish person, very like she's very outspoken, and I see Billy as being like a little bit more like shyer and just like going along with all of Jet's ideas. I could see it being actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think that was my like favorite part, to see like how Billy was just like getting to hang out with this person that he really liked and adored. But I feel like that would be really hard too. Like I'm curious what she looks like.
Yeah.
She's got this big old wrap on her head.
Yeah.
I loved the scene when they first start hanging out and she finally gives in and goes and listens to him sing at the bar. And she has this realization, wait, he's actually good?
And then she's like, oh,
she's clueless. I'm like, girl, this song is clearly about you and you just have no idea. I really liked that whole scene with Billy.
Yeah. I think that was my favorite part. So
yeah, I like both of those things a lot too. The letter writing, wipe a tear from my eye. That was really sweet. I don't know why. The part that made me cry the most was before she even started writing the letters, when he's like, how much paper do you need? And she was like, a lot. I was like, literally talking. Wait, isn't she talking to Billy's dad at that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And poor Billy.
Her murderer.
Had to watch her die twice. Like, literally, that was so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that was my favorite part, but like, there was a part in the book where I was a little worried that she was going to survive.
I wanted her to survive.
Well, I did, but like, I was just like, don't have this be like this thriller that just like ends all like, and everything was okay, the end, because it's just not realistic. I was like, it wouldn't make sense that she miraculously like survives. I was a little worried she was going to, even though I wanted her to. I kind of liked the knowing that I might not know who the killer is right now, but it was kind of as sad and morbid as it sounds. I was like, there's going to be a point where she's going to die. And like, that kind of kept me on the edge of my seat of like, when is that going to happen? And I kind of liked that, even though I was getting a little lost and let down by some things within the plot, there was still this like really high stakes of like, she's got to figure it out before time's up.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. And I think that just made the book so much more fun. Because had she survived and they were like, okay, yep, we just had to do this brain surgery, piece your head back together, you're good to go. I think having that like higher stakes of like, yeah, just made it a little more of an exciting read.
Yeah.
Even though that sounds like so sad.
No,
I agree.
But that's what you get when you're getting a thriller.
Yeah.
You know, like things are going to be a little bit more morbid. Not everything's going to be a happy ending. So, no, I agree with what you said.
But weirdly, once again, with Holly Jackson's thrillers, you read them and none of the thrillers are they're not usually happy endings, but you don't leave her books feeling icky. You know, I've read some thrillers that you finish and you're just like, let me go take a really hot shower to just scrub the grime off my body and my brain. But these ones, I finished it, and while it was a very abrupt ending and a sad ending because glocka, I didn't feel gross. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, okay, going back just a tiny bit, if you guys were laying in the hospital and you were given the choice that Jet had to like risk it and get the surgery and maybe live, or have 7 days to live, which would you choose? That's an impossible choice.
Yeah. If I didn't have anything pressing, I probably would choose the surgery. Because I'm like, if I'm really going to die, and this one at least gives me some chance to live, I maybe would do the surgery. But I understood what I mean pressing wise is like she wanted to figure out who murdered her. If that was like not on the table, I probably would.
I feel like it would
get the surgery.
Be a lot nicer to die in surgery when you're already unconscious.
Yeah.
Have the most explosive headache of your life.
Yeah.
The double vision kept getting me. When she's like, I see 4 billies.
I just like my thing, I literally laid awake at night, like thinking about this. Because I was like, a part of me, where I'm at in life right now, a part of me would want to give my kids like let me have just this time with my family, you know, and like give them, like have a really good, enjoyable time with my family. But then a part of me is like, I would want to fight to be there for my kids. So maybe it's impossible.
It is.
Literally, don't make me choose that unless I actually have to. So.
Yeah, I don't know what I would choose.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh,
it would be hard.
Heartbreaking. It makes me ill to think about, actually.
Samesies.
Oh, okay.
Anything else in the book you guys wanted to? Any plot? I will say I did see Luke, as the killer of the first sister. That seemed a little obvious to me. And I think it was just because like the second I knew it was just the two of them playing in the water, and Luke had those anger issues. But I was curious. I'm like, how did he know? I had the same question Jet had, like or Billy had. How did he know to like stage it? Which led me to
I just didn't really think that the sister's death was gonna be a part of it.
Either.
Like when it got finally like brought up, and I was like, oh, why we're revisiting this? Like I just didn't think it. I just thought.
Which in the beginning of the book, does it specifically like? I felt like it took a while to kind of figure out what happened to her.
Yeah,
because like I just knew she had a sister that passed away, and I'm like, wait, what? I feel like it took a while to kind of figure.
That's why it was one of my least favorite parts, is because it randomly showed back up in the middle of the book, and I don't know. I think for me, my biggest question is, so did Luke tell his husband did Luke tell his dad that his wife was poisoning him, or how did that conversation go down? How did that whole thing happen? And did the dad ever find out that the mom had an affair? I just was like, hold on.
I feel like knowing how the book ends, I would just assume that Billy just has to like say everything. Like, this is what happened. Luke would probably have to.
Well, Luke would be in jail.
Yeah.
He would have been in jail anyways for freaking tax evasion.
His wife would probably be in jail too.
I'm telling you, everyone in the family should go to jail.
Do you think the dad should go to jail?
No, I'm just mostly the sister-in-law.
The brother and sister-in-law.
Yeah. And that poor baby. I just kept feeling so sad for their little baby.
True.
I was like, who is this baby? Who's going to take care of this child? Because the mother is not well. Her husband's going to jail. She should probably go to jail.
Yeah.
Attempted murder. Like,
that's actually psycho.
Like,
actually so psycho.
But you know what? That I feel like that happens all the time where people, you know, family money, they want to inherit the business.
Yeah.
Well, it happens a lot in movies and TV, probably not in real life, but
it will. Yeah. I think the thing is I'm sure the families know and have some clause about something in the will or the inheritance. Like, if you're found out about doing something, you're cut.
You're cut off.
I think it's the most stupid thing to do that. Also, it's your like family member. Sorry.
Some people are greedy, man.
Yeah, they are.
So where does this all, Reggie mentioned that this is her least favorite Holly Jackson book. Where does it sit for you, Mikayla?
Probably my second least favorite.
What's your least favorite?
I think Reappearance of Rachel Price.
Okay.
Is my least favorite so far, if I'm remembering all of the books correctly.
I think this one is my least favorite. I think I would do this one. I'm lumping all Good Girls Guide to Murder in one, okay? I can't remember the individual books. I would probably do this one, Reappearance of Rachel Price, 5 Survive, Good Girls Guide to Murder. Yeah.
I honestly just
I'd
can't
probably switch 5 Survive and Reappearance of Rachel Price. I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't read any other Holly Jackson books, depending on how, like, if you really like this book, you'd really like her other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't love this one and you haven't read her other ones, I would definitely give her other ones a shot.
Yeah,
for sure. They're definitely, even though they are young adult, they almost feel like a little more, I don't want to say outlandish because I don't mean that in a negative way, but
the weird thing to me is I feel like 5 Survive's content was more adult than this book was.
Yes.
But this one was labeled as adult and 5 Survive is young adult.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I like the pace. I will say I also like the pacing of this book. Like, because it's within a span of a few days, which is really nice. Same with like 5 Survive. It's within
24 hours.
24 hours, which is really fun because you know there's going to be things happening. Yeah. I will say I feel like her pacing is really great.
Yeah.
And I think there's never a time where there's like a lull. So, which I think is important in thriller books, to keep your attention, keep you captivated, keep you questioning things, and she does a really, really good job of doing that.
Yes, she does.
Okay, maybe let's answer the question of, would you guys ever read this again?
No. But I kind of am like that with most thrillers. Like,
since you know it,
like, I don't know, it's just not, to me, it doesn't seem that fun to go back and like, unless it's something that insane, like, totally blew my mind.
I'm trying to think. I think probably the only thriller I've ever read that I would reread again, one, because I read it so long ago, and two, it'd be interesting to read it with knowing how it is The Silent Patient.
Yeah. Well, I also wonder if maybe I'll say maybe. I don't know if it would ever happen anywhere in the near future, maybe like 10 years. Maybe I would need to like reread this to maybe give it a fair chance, like physically reading it versus like listening to it.
Yeah.
But it probably wouldn't happen in a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
So
I would watch a movie of this so fast.
Yeah. You know what would be, a 5 Survive would be the craziest movie.
Give it to A24.
A24.
Oh my gosh.
Nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
It would be kind of hard to film that though. Like, you know those movies that were like because it takes place all in the same spot.
Yeah. It could be a pretty low budget movie though.
Yeah.
Oh, one
really
set
low
piece
budget.
on a bus.
Yeah.
So good.
RV.
Oh.
Which, now that we're talking about movies, let's talk about our fan casts.
Yeah.
I also think, we never say this, do we? Like, sharing who we think should produce, like, who would produce it and like in what format, like TV show.
Oh, we can start doing that.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fun. Let's start doing
let's
that.
do it.
Because I almost see this being like a Netflix short miniseries. Like, each episode is like
a day,
30 minutes by the day, and it would be like kind of how the book was split up.
Yeah.
It'd be like November 6th.
I could see Amazon
see it
Prime
being
doing
that way.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Prime
Yeah,
or a Netflix.
Prime or a Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is what I would stick with.
No, I agree with that.
So like I will say that because the actors I'm gonna pick are gonna probably be based off of like that kind of caliber of.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I only have a fan cast for Jet.
Okay.
And as per usual, I went to my cast. And this was one of the like most picked. Do you guys know who Haley Lou Richardson is?
Mm-hmm.
No.
She's on White
from 5
Lotus.
Feet Apart.
Oh,
White Lotus.
Yeah.
I think she could do really well, mostly because for some reason the voice actor kind of gives off the same vibes. I don't know. I also think she could just play the character really well. I could see her playing someone who is a little rough around the edges, speaks
Doesn't
her
take
mind.
any BS,
Yeah, doesn't take crap from anybody, but is like deep down a little cinnamon roll.
Mm-hmm.
And she could play the emotional parts really well. That is my fan cast. Haley Lou
Okay.
Richardson.
That's mine too.
Love it.
I feel honored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah.
She'd be great.
She would.
I don't
really
know
great.
why I know she's blonde, but I kept picturing someone with dark hair. And I can't remember her name. She's in the one that has very unique features.
Anya Taylor-Joy?
No,
Is she dark hair?
Yeah, she's dark hair. She's in what's that video game?
Oh. Ella Purnell.
Yeah.
Purnell.
That's who I kept picturing.
You know what? She would be good too.
But I know like she's described as having blonde short hair. But
Girl, put a blonde wig on.
yeah,
Ella.
that's true. So that's who I was like gonna cast. But I think it's because her features, they're stunning. They're great. They're so unique. I think she would just bring an element of like thrillery things to it. I don't know.
Have you ever? There's no way you've seen this. Have you seen Yellow Jackets?
No.
That's like a horror thriller,
Mm.
and she's one of the stars.
Okay.
I watched 2 episodes and couldn't keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah. Who's yours, Reggie?
I'm gonna go with Maya Hawke.
Ooh, she would be good too.
She would.
Well, and she's Maya Hawke. She's got to be around
The same age.
yeah. Because isn't
And
Jet
she's
like
got short hair.
20?
She doesn't have like
I
super
think Jet is
blonde
27.
hair.
Yeah, I think so too.
She doesn't have like super blonde hair or anything, but like she could pull it off.
you could dye
And I
anybody's
feel
hair?
like she just, I mean, from things I've seen her in, I think she would do a really great job.
Yeah.
The family drama. Yeah, the taking no BS, just like kind of sarcastic attitude.
Yeah.
I would say Maya Hawke.
I just think there's actually quite a bit of actresses that would do actually a really good job with this.
Little scream queens,
Yeah.
like a scream queen moment.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it would definitely be a difficulty though. Like I feel like a lot of actresses would want to take on the role, maybe. Because I think it would do good, but also it would have the difficulties with like her like slowly like
Good point.
Yeah.
You
Can't
know,
move her arms.
she can't move her arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, maybe some people would like it because it would be a little bit of a challenge to like not use some of your body parts and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. It would be cool to see it on the screen, like on the TV. I think it would be a really good TV show, especially with all of the elements with the sister-in-law, the brother.
You could have flashbacks.
Yeah. It would
The
be.
little bit of romance.
Mhm.
Yeah, it would be a great TV show.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other fan casts?
I have one for Billy. Wouldn't say he's the best option, but like it came to my brain because I was kind of thinking like mostly because I was like, it's got to be someone who can sing because I don't like when they dub singers. You know what I mean?
Good point.
I was thinking KJ Appa.
Oh.
He can sing.
Yeah, he was in he sings in Riverdale, and
Oh.
he sings that movie that like made me sob my eyes out. I can't remember what it is called. anyways, he's like a musician, and there's a movie of him as a musician.
Oh, actually, I think I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
what it's
I can't
called.
remember either, but I can picture it.
Oh,
It kind of gives like a Walk to Remember vibes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like KJ Appa.
Yeah. I know.
So-
I have. He's a blurry image in my brain.
Billy.
Well, and I
Yeah.
just saw like a picture of him with like a shaved head. I kind of like that vibe.
I mean, but Billy's got curly hair, but KJ Appa with the best head.
I know, but I'm just kind of like, wait, I haven't seen. But yeah, he could do. Please, not red hair. Not red hair.
What's that long-haired picture? Go back.
Oh, was there a long-haired picture?
Oh.
He looks a little rugged.
Yeah, but that's great.
Nice.
But he could give off like, ooh, is he a killer? Or is he just a sweet little golden retriever?
Yeah, he could play it well.
yeah.
He could.
I just don't want him to have red hair, you know?
No red
Not
hair.
the fake red hair.
He's not.
They always
he's
give
not
him.
a redhead.
Guys, I thought he was a redhead for the longest time.
Oh, really?
Because he just had redhead,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's all he had been in.
Well, and it went for so many seasons.
And it should have stopped.
It should
Yeah, a
have.
little more like this, you know?
Yeah.
Dark hair,
I think that's a
KJ
great
Appa.
pick. That's a great
Yeah.
pick.
I'll stand by that.
Okay.
I like
I
that.
didn't have anyone else.
I didn't either.
Me either. There was
So,
there was just too many characters. There was probably 12 people
Yeah.
we could have finished.
Well, there's also not a lot that I felt like super strongly about.
like, they stand out.
Like-
yeah, or stand out, or like I just didn't envision someone like super
Mhm.
specifically.
Mhm.
So kind of like I said, there would be a lot of characters. Like I wouldn't be disappointed with pretty much any casting
Yeah, me
that
too.
they chose.
Me too.
So, yeah. So now we're gonna pick our book club book, and the book club pick that we picked randomly with a bowl and pieces of paper is
Drumroll.
Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie.
Yep.
Marie.
Yeah.
Murray.
Woo!
I'm pretty sure it's a trial fantasy book. The back of the book says
6
rivals.
rivals, 1 victor.
Something like
Something about eternity.
that.
We don't
I'm
like reading the back of
sold.
books, but you know,
It was
It's
sold.
beautiful book.
It is so beautiful.
and
It was one of our it was our book of the month pick,
Yeah.
and it is a beautiful book.
Beautiful.
It's pink and black.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited.
So join us for September.
It will be really good. Really, really excited to see how we feel about it. Because I feel like sometimes with fantasy books, it can be hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be we have differing opinions, which would be kind of surprising, but it makes it fun. Kind of like, what was the one book? No. The first book's a Rebel Witch.
Oh,
Heartless Hunter.
Heartless Hunter, yeah. I was in the minority, but it's okay.
It's okay.
And you know, this book has recently gained some traction on TikTok. As of right now, I haven't seen a lot, just that people are enjoying it. So it might be kind of nice to read a book that is hyped, but not overly hyped at this point.
Yeah.
So join us
Join us
as we read Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie next month. This month. Whatever month.
Super excited. Well, this was a really fun episode. I hope you guys liked it more than we did, actually. Like, or maybe you feel the same about Not Quite Dead Yet. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. So if you guys have any thoughts or feelings, agree, disagree, send us a message. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about the book. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye!